You'll need the sword, and you, of course, know where the sword is.
You know,
right?
if there is such a sword, it's probably going to work because it is blessed by the gods. You should start believing, my friend. You should believe in the holy cause. I put my hand on his shoulder as I say that, and I try to...
You reach for him, and he like, whoa, hey, look, not enough dirty hands touched me. The blade is called the Blade of Purity, so there is a chance that your probably baseless accusations of in the face of raw truth are 1 in a million correct. I don't know. It's all very funny to me.
And where was that sword?
The purple one. The legend that I don't know why. Well, I'm a barkeep. I know all these things. The sword is being kept by some knight, a local knight actually, by the name of Spec Person III. He's supposed to have the sword.
I strum a few chords and say, "The shirtless man, he surely can tell us where to find the sword."
You hear someone say, "Please, for stop it!"
You have heard Spec Person III is the one who has the sword. And then I stop.
So, what do you guys want to do?
Finish your salad. Then let's go find the sword.
Salad's stupid, he says.
So he goes back to just kind of serving drinks and stuff like that, if you guys aren't asking or anything. Place kind of mills about. So what do you guys do next?
I guess we inquire after where to find Spec Person III.
Who do you ask?
I walk up to just whoever's closest and say, "Hey, have you heard of Spec Person III?"
You walk up to whoever's closest?
Yeah.
All right. It's a insanely gorgeous woman wearing what would be probably considered by you guys a ballroom dress, like this big, flamboyant, nice dress. Backstory is that that's actually one of her worst outfits, and she's feeling really insecure about herself, but tonight she wore that. So you walk up to him. She can barely see you over the dress, and you just say, "Where's Spec Person III?" Is that correct?
Yeah.
She just like lets her fork hit the ground and steeples her fingers and puts it on her head and says, "What makes you think that you could talk to me? What about me makes you think that?"
Well, you just looked so welcoming and friendly, and you kind of look like my mother who died just recently.
Oh my God, you poor thing. She, for the first time, looks to you as she's kind of reaching to embrace you and is repulsed by what she sees immediately and goes, "Oh, well, I'm sure your mother is somewhere probably more happy now that she's not with you," she says very quietly under her breath.
You're probably right. And I melt into a pile on the ground in just like abject sorrow and just cry.
The person next to her, another woman, obviously very beautiful as well, is like, "Look what you've done. Look what you've done, Jamie. All right, look. Spec Person III was arrested last night for disorderly conduct. He was wearing pants that did not match the shirt, and we all know that. And he is now with the warden in jail. So that's where you'll be able to find him. But please stop that wretched thing that you're doing on the floor."
Thank you. You're the most glorious human being. I'm assuming she's human. Human being I've ever seen, and the most beautiful, resplendent example of a kindly spirit that I have ever beheld. Thank you. And I try to stroke her, like the folds of her dress.
The one that spited you, or the one that helped you?
The one that helped me.
Okay. She you could see her raise her head a little bit and breathe in as she lets you touch her. She's like,
and then I guess I just scuttle away back to our group and tell them where Spec Person III is. That he was arrested, so we need to find the town jail, which we still don't know where that is, but I assume someone will just tell us where the town jail is.
Arrested? Is he an evil person?
I don't know.
Well, he did break the law. He must be mean. You must be.
That's true.
We shouldn't give mercy to a criminal, my friend.
They said his crime was wearing a shirt that did not match his pants.
Is this the law here?
Stupid.
I
Is this
stroke
the
my
law?
lute and say, "What
I
is
asked-
the law? What is the law?"
I asked the first person I see, I'm like, hey, is it in the law that we can't wear an outfit that doesn't match?
I don't know. I just got here.
No, but shut up! I'm not talking to you. I grabbed someone from the village that's not from my party.
Oh, you just say this to another person sitting next to you guys?
Yeah.
This person turns to you and says, if that was all he did, you would be arrested and hung. You are ugly.
I slap him.
I say to the. Wait,
Well,
you
hang on.
slap him?
Roll.
Yeah, sorry.
Roll 2d6.
Didn't see that.
My
coming.
internet is like,
It should be 2d6 plus strength on an attack, right?
Depending on what your strength modifier is, yeah. So
anyone wants to roll it for me? Because right now I have literally, like, I can see the stream shot.
Sure,
I
I'll
can't
roll it
What's your
for you,
strength?
roll
Jen.
20.
What's your strength?
it's a
I can't
2d6
even
plus
see
1.
if you guys are lying to me. Like, the only thing I have
What's
right
your
now-
strength, Jen? Or your STR,
Ah.
your bonus
Oh,
to strength?
I can tell you that. My strength is +2 bonus.
Okay.
Okay.
2d6 plus 2. You rolled a 6.
So you go to slap this person, but as is usual, this person turns out is a champion boxer. And he actually ducks out of the way and simultaneously is looking to strike you. But you'll have the choice. Either you're going to get punched in the face and take some damage, or you're going to duck out of the way, but because you're wearing clanky armor, slip and fall on the floor and make a fool of yourself.
I'll take the jab.
You're going to take the jab?
Yeah.
All right. He punches you. It's just, he is a championship boxer, but you're wearing armor, so it'll just be for D4. Well, no, he'll go to hit you. Oh, no, you failed, so it already hits you, actually. So it's D4, so you take 4 damage. He punches you so hard in the face, it just snaps your head back and you collapse down. You're not unconscious.
Well, I still look classy doing it, though.
You look like a warrior. You took a
Yeah,
hit. You took a hit.
I take it and I'm like, ugh. That's it.
And then he stands
One-
over you and says, try it again and I'll smack you silly. And he walked off.
I just grunt. I don't do anything.
I go over and try to heal him. And I like pat his face, like, "Oh, my poor dear beautiful Costas." Oh, and I try to heal.
You got a big mouth, Costas. You get
Thank
yourself
you,
into
Mike.
trouble all the time.
I
Says the
suggest
man
to my
who
party
tossed the
that we
salad.
go to the jail.
Yeah. We could
Geoff,
always just
I-
get arrested and get in jail with Spec person and then break them out. I could get us
What?
arrested real quick.
We're not breaking out this criminal.
He has our sword.
Oh, we can get the sword and leave him to
He
rot.
doesn't have the sword in the jail. Who leaves an armed person in jail?
That is true.
Hey, Butch, if we're going ham, just let me know.
Oh,
I
shoot.
like ham. Let's
Oh,
go for.
shoot.
I can go on a ham run with you.
Let me know if you're gonna cause some damage. That's all.
Are we gonna cause damage?
You said we were gonna get arrested. I'm
Oh
just
yeah, we
saying.
can get arrested. Should we get arrested?
No, we
I
cannot
start taking
break
off
the
my
law.
shirt.
No, I tried to stop him.
You start taking off your shirt, you said?
Oh yeah,
I totally start taking off my clothes too.
cool. I strip down, shirt off. When I see Flamingo,
I tried to stop
taking
everyone from
Chef-
trying to remove their clothes. I'm like, friends, there is no reason for public
As this starts to happen, someone quickly, like very briskly, walks to the door, opens it, and says, "We're gonna need you guys here. I don't even know what's happening."
I start removing my pants too. Is Flamingo male or female?
I'm female.
Okay. Yeah, I once I see Flamingo going with it too, I go all the way down to the bone, and then I put my scale mail back on.
Roll for hotness.
Oh God! What do you want me to roll? 3d6 like normal?
3d6.
8.
Seems
That's a little
about
better than
right.
I was expecting.
I wanna
Seems
do
about
it.
right.
Jeff, I just want to make sure I said I heal Jen, and I want to make sure I understand because I have this thing that says I can heal.
Steph
Okay.
is so hot.
But it says when you weave a performance into a spell, you can. Does that just mean
you have to bards heal by singing and performing.
Oh, okay. So as I'm taking off my clothes, I'm doing it to the sound of saying, "You have harmed my dear Costas, and much for that the cost is, for you shall see the light. Heal, Costas!"
Oh my god, Flaminga, I feel so much better.
Well,
So I roll a d8, right?
I believe so. You tell me.
Let me check.
Okay. So just let them know. But while this is happening, this naked performance, everyone is very disturbed and they're moving to the corners of the wall. There's
You get healed
your
one, Jen.
heal. The door opens up and in walks in four, if everyone is beautiful, certainly this is true with them, but they are beautiful in man-made slabs of muscle kind of way. Four of them walk in. One is a woman, very handsome woman, very you wouldn't say beautiful, but if you're into the athletic kind of thing, this is your rock star. She walks in at the helm of them. And on their chest it says FP, which stands for Falchian Police, actually, and they all have Falchian swords, or Falchian. Is it Falchian or Falchian?
I don't even know what
Your
that word
world,
means.
man.
We'll say Falchian.
Okay.
But some people in darker corners call them the Fashion Police. And they came in, saw this scene, and said, "People, I'm going to explain this one time. You are under arrest for an assortment of things, and I need you to come with me. You're going to spend one night in the jail."
Are they talking about me too? I didn't actually do anything.
No, they're talking to the two naked people.
Cool.
Perfect. Come give me a hug, and I start waddling towards him.
It's
I
her.
Her.
I still have my fancy hat on, by the way, but other than that, I'm just in my skivvies, and I'm just twirling and playing my lute.
Okay.
And I go with him after him and sing like, what's your name? Butch. Butch, very much. Butch, you are so brave.
Neal, I want you to roll for a grapple because you're going to try to hug her. She's going to let this. Well, we'll see what happens. Just go ahead and roll a 2d6.
8.
So that's a partial success. So there's two choices. You either hug her, and she knocks you over the head, and you're going to wake up where she chooses, or you walk up to hug her, and you actually trip and fall, and it's so endearing that they don't knock you out. They just take you to the jail.
No, I want the hug and then the unconsciousness.
So Butch goes over, hugs mostly just her extremely athletic and firm thigh, and she kind of looks down at you and just bops you over the head, and you immediately crumple
how
to the
tall
floor.
is she?
She's like 6'5",
So why am I hugging her thigh?
because you're a weird dwarven man.
I'm not a dwarf, I'm a human.
You're an ugly little fat man.
I'm 5'10".
You're
Have you
5'10".
noticed that
Yeah, I
none of
said 5'10", it was in my description.
All right, we'll replace thigh with her midsection / upper body, and she
There
still
we go.
clunks you in the head, and you're knocked out.
Cool. That's all I wanted.
Do you notice
Okay.
how none of our characters are actually fat, but Geoff has just decided they're ugly and fat
Well,
for his
so
own
you're
amusement?
Well, I said I was.
Yeah.
You said well fed. I said I was bulky.
Yeah.
Neil said he was
He
like
called
a
me
little bit on
thin.
the. Yeah.
He's thin.
Needed protein.
Neil said he was a little
I-
bit on the rounder side.
Yeah,
Yep.
I've got...
I'm not making this up, honey.
And in the world
This is
that
the
we're
real
in,
world.
we're disgusting. So
Yeah.
Just
They
saying.
have like 2% body fat and are just everyone could be naked and it would be just fine for
It's the
everybody.
cast of
but-
300 playing in this
Yes. And then as Flaminga is just kind of looting along and floating over there, one of the big men just kind of swoops you up and puts you under his arm, and they carry the two of you out.
I say, wee!
Oh shit, I'm unconscious.
You're unconscious.
I sigh. I'm like, well, they did break the law.
yeah, I just hang back and let them get arrested.
I mean, I guess they're just gonna spend a while in prison. I mean, I don't see why we would break them out or anything. It's
Costas isn't arrested?
oh, I'm wearing my clothes, man.
No, you guys are back there. Yeah.
But as
Costas
we
just
leave,
got
I
punched.
scream, Costas, avenge me! as I get taken out of the door.
I don't see your name anymore because I don't have the Twitch window open. But
Flamingo.
Stephanie Powell. No, Stephanie Powell.
Oh, Viola.
I look at Viola and I'm like, she broke the law.
We can talk later. When we're not in this bar. I let them get taken away.
Oh wait, were we still in a bar?
Yeah.
I think we were in a bar the whole
I
time.
thought we were outside. I
Well,
got naked in a bar.
So they get carried off. So it's just you, Viola, and Costas. So what do you guys do now?
I wait for them to get a far enough distance away to feel comfortable, and then I follow them to the jail so I can see where it is.
Okay.
And I tell Costas to come with me.
I follow her, but I'm like, I'm not breaking them out of jail. They broke the law. They deserve this.
Do you guys scoop up their clothes or anything?
Sure. I'll take them along.
Okay, yeah, let's bring the clothes.
Yeah.
The police didn't bring our clothes.
Nope.
They'll give you something nicer to wear at the jail, probably.
Okay, so they
The
scoop
jail
up the
outfits are
clothes.
like super high fashion trend. They give you hipster glasses to go with it.
They scoop up the clothes and they go to leave. We're going to go over to an undisclosed amount of time. By the way, Flamingo, you got knocked out too. You kept trying to like call things, stuff like that. They just bopped you over the head. The last thing you heard was the sound of your jaw clicking and your skull going.
It was because I was trying to stroke the person who was carrying me.
Sure. But you guys wake up and you are in, to give you guys an idea in kind of modern times, you're in basically an embassy suites room. It is very well furnished. There's a water basin. There is a feather bed of quality that would most people think to be reserved for a king. You're not barred in so much as there is just one giant slab of muscle standing there kind of watching you. You notice when you look at him that there seems to be like a hypertension with him, like he could move 1,000,000 miles per hour at any 1 second, and he doesn't look even the least bit not aware. It's as if Monster Energy drinks were literally running through his veins. So you wake up there, and you notice that there is a room next to you, which the only reason you know it's another room is because it's the exact same furnishings, but there's no barrier. And over there is a man with his back to you wearing a striped nightie that goes down to his ankles, and he is humming pleasantly to himself.
What are we wearing?
You guys are also in striped nighties at this point in time. And they're made of silk. They feel amazing.
Do I still have my scale mail armor that I put back on?
No, that's in the corner.
Okay, I go put my scale mail armor on.
Do I still have my hat?
Your hat is not here, actually.
It's not there?
No.
Is there anyone else in the room?
Just that slab of meat and the two guys, you two in separate rooms. You're not together, but again, there's no barrier. And then the third room over, there's only 3 rooms, but you look across past the slab of meat, and there's another guard with his back to this one, and there's 3 rooms there, and there's people just laying in bed sleeping. One has a journal. One is kind of playing with a doll.
So we can't actually go into each other's rooms because there's the guards in between?
You could. No, there's just one guard.
I'd like to go into the room that does not contain Flamingo.
The person with his back to you?
Yeah.
So you kind of, describe it for me. Tell me what you do.
Well, I get my armor on, and I just look around and kind of get myself in a huff. Pick my belly up one time off my belt, Sometimes the belly hanging over the belt gets a little bit painful. Lift my belly up, stretch, and then huff and start trotting over there.
Okay. So you kind of walk in, and this person stops humming and starts to turn around to look at you, and all you can hear him say is, "Spec Person the Third," and he turns and looks at you and goes, "Spec Person the Third would like to know why you're in my room."
Can I have your sword?
Spec Person's sword is Spec Person's sword. This is pretty easy to understand. It's my sword. Spec Person's.
I'll
That's it.
get you out of jail.
Well, Spec Person the Third's in jail because Spec Person the Third's brother, Segunda the Second, Segunda Second, Segunda Person Second, excuse me, his name is...
Can you hold 1 second, please?
Spec Person the Third can hold many a second.
I go back to Flamingo's room and go, Flamingo, you should talk to that man.
I say, all right, darling, but just give me one moment. and I go over to the guard, and I speak frankly with him.
Ooh,
So, use my charming
Okay.
and open.
that's
And
a
I
skill,
I
though.
ask him, how can I get you to give me back my hat?
Excellent. I need you to roll, and if you have a modifier for your, I think it's charisma, then go ahead and use that.
So, plus, got it. Okay, so, well, so it's a d20 plus my modifier.
No, 2d6 plus your modifier.
Sorry. Six.
6 is a fail. So you go over to talk to this slab of gigantic tension, and you start to say, exactly what you said, asking about the hat. He can either punch you so hard that you're knocked out again, and you will just crumple to the floor in your beautiful silk white nightie, or he can tell you something you don't want to hear.
So he doesn't have to answer me because I failed. Is that how it works?
You have 2 bad options is what happens when you fail.
Okay. I want him to tell me something.
He looks down at you and he kneels really slowly, and he's like 7.5 feet tall, and he gets down way low and looks at you and says, I want to say this as simply as I can so that you could understand the words that are coming from me. We destroyed that ugly thing that you put on your head because it was ugly. We don't let that happen. It's gone. It's
Shit,
time.
you fucked up, sir.
I reach out to stroke his face like this. You're pretty.
You're gonna stroke his face again?
Yes.
Okay. You're unconscious again.
He just knocks her out.
He just bops her on the head. She's unconscious.
I would like to full body tackle him.
Yay!
All right. Make a grappling attack.
Okay. Where is roll 20? 2d6. 2d6 plus 2. Plus 2. I can add. I can math. 10.
All right. 10. 10 is a very good success. So I'm going to allow you to either grab onto him and avoid the fact, or you'll grab onto him and he'll find it so adorable that this room that is guarded by this one man you apparently thought you could take on, and he just won't hurt you. Or the second good option is you grab onto him and he won't notice.
I can't tackle him to the floor.
Neal, you're being guarded by a single man with no barriers and he's not armed. There's probably a reason you're being guarded by this kind of a guy in jail as opposed to bars and stuff like that.
Yeah, low intelligence, bro. Okay, I will grab onto him and have him not notice.
Okay.
And then after he doesn't notice me tackling him, Butch will get very, very angry and attempt to punch the man for real damage.
Okay. You can roll your attack, I suppose.
8.
8 is a partial success, so I'll let you roll damage, or you can,
That's hard.
or he won't notice again.
D10 plus 1, and it ignores 2 points of armor because it's piercing punches. 2 damage.
2 damage to him, the absolute bare minimum. So your hand digs into his side. You punch him as hard as you can. And Neal, the real benefit of this is that you realize as you punch him, you kind of get the sense that it's like an ant chewing on a whale. Like it doesn't actually really notice anything that you're doing at all. And he doesn't even notice you. He actually just clunked Flaminga and is now picking her up and putting her in bed. And you're like behind him, like tugging and punching him in the side. And he doesn't notice. But when he turns around, he does notice you and says, "You were the one they call Butch. Is that correct?"
Maybe.
All right. I need you to go to your cell now. You can talk to Spec Person the Third if you like. He's a charming enough fellow for a man who's not from around here. But I need you to stop doing what you're doing.
No one's ever talked to me like this before.
Okay, you're
I turn
unconscious
around
too.
and walk away. Okay.
No, he knocks you unconscious, and he picks
All
you up. You guys both wake up an undisclosed amount of time later, strangely enough, at the same time. And Spec Person the Third is standing over the top of Flamingo. Spec Person the Third did not know if you'd wake up. You took quite the knocking.
Who's Spec Person the Third?
Spec Person the Third is me. I'm Spec Spec Person the Third is Spec Person the Third. This can go on for some time, and Spec Person the Third is Spec Person the Third.
Ah. I look at Butch to check if he's okay.
I roll
Yes.
over, and fart in my sleep.
Look, your friend Spec Person the Third about Spec Person the Third's sword and Spec Person the Third, excuse me. Look, my brother Segunda Person the Second. He's the reason I'm in jail. There's a murder. I covered for him. I'm here. Spec Person the Third covered for him. If you can prove that Segunda Person the Second is not guilty of this crime that we've been framed for, that Spec Person the Third and his brother's been framed for, I'll give you the sword. Spec Person the Third will give you the sword.
You're a very forthcoming individual, Spec Person the
Spec
Third.
Person the Third is very forthcoming. You'll notice I'm not very forthcoming at all.
Ah, I see. That's clever.
Spec Person the Third apologizes. Look, Spec Person the Third's been here for a while. The people here are so frickin' annoying. I don't know what to tell you. It caught on a little bit.
The people here are annoying, aren't they?
The Spec Person the Third thinks they're annoying. Yes, they're very annoying.
I think you and I could get along quite famously, Spec Person the Third.
Spec Person the Third likes the way you dance.
You do? And I start dancing.
Spec Person the Third likes it not that much, but likes it enough.
All right, well, tell me more about this murder you were framed for. How do we go about fixing things?
Spec Person the Third's brother, Segunda Person the Second,
Yes,
lives on
the
a
person the second. Yes, yes.
yes. Spec Person the Third would tell you he lives on a boat, a houseboat, over on Lake Fearbonner, and we would Spec Person the Third and I, Spec Person the Third and Segunda Person the Second were just minding our own business, being with each other, when the biggest downfish Spec Person the Third's ever seen ate a dog. We cried for help, and when the police came, they thought we killed the dog, and they were going to arrest Segunda Person the Second, but Spec Person the Third, being the upstanding man that he is, said, no, it was me, and now here I am.
So, Segunda Person the Second didn't frame you. You were just mistaken for him.
Spec Person the Third may have said frame, but no, it was me.
I mean, it's all the same to me. I just want to get the details right. And you said that, how did the dog die?
Spec Person the Third saw this dog get eaten by a frickin' catfish the size of a frickin' car, man. It was Spec Person the Third's biggest catfish he's ever seen. They're all over out there. It's big. All you need to do is prove that that's what ate the dog, and Segunda Person the Second can be free, and then of course I'm free too. Spec Person the Third's free as well.
So nobody murdered the dog. The catfish ate the dog.
Spec Person the Third said the cat ate the dog. It's better.
Okay. Well, we're gonna need to get out of here. Any ideas?
Coincidentally, as you say that, the big slab of meat shakes Butch to try to wake him and says,
Ugh.
your time here is done. You are free.
Why, thank you. I mean, yes.
You are free to take the nightie. That is our gift to you. Please consider wearing that in lieu of your naked body in the public, and we shouldn't see any more of you. And then he hands each of you a goodie bag. Does either of you open it?
Yes, instantly.
Inside you will find 1,000 gold, a perfectly crafted dagger, as well as a rope that he explains to you is magical. It can basically be controlled by your mind. It's a magical rope.
I want to go to jail every day.
Yeah. I asked him if these goodie bags are what you get for going to jail, what do you get for going to school or places that you're supposed to go?
Sometimes you just have to look at the simpler people and just laugh. You know what I mean? You probably don't know what I mean.
No, I don't.
You couldn't. Okay. Please follow me. And he leads you guys out.
I stroke the back of his leg as we're walking.
He doesn't notice.
Does Spec Person the Third come with us?
No. He's in there for murder.
I ask him before we leave. I go up to him again. Oh, so can I have your sword?
Spec Person the Third explained the whole thing about the cat, the dog, and Saguna Person the Second to your friend Flamingo.
I thought I needed your sword.
Spec Person the Third will give you Spec Person the Third's sword if you could prove Saguna Person the Second is not guilty of murder.
I didn't get that. But what you're
When
saying is I should go?
I come and try to collect him, and when I hear Spec Person the third pronounce my name Flamingo, I motion for him to come down to my level,
He does.
and I give him a big kiss on the mouth.
All right, roll for charisma.
So that's a 20 plus my modifier,
Yeah.
right?
2d6, always 2d6,
Oh, sorry.
plus your modifier.
Five.
Okay, that's a bad fail again. So
We've talked about how my dice are always bad.
here's your options. As he leans forward to hear you and you plant this kiss on him, you can either, at the exact same time as you kiss him, fart, or your breath is so bad it actually makes him vomit on you.
I fart.
Okay. You go to kiss him, and it's this really nice kind of rosy time. There's a chance for this like ugly little bard to kind of, do this kind, beautiful thing. And as you lean, it's all quiet in there. Even the big slab of meat is letting this moment happen because he's witnessing, perhaps for the first time, a lower life form express love in its truest sense. And it's all quiet, and they just hear. The moment's broken. Spec Person the Third goes, Spec Person the frickin' Third, get out of here, for God's sakes. And you guys are ushered out. And when you come out, your two friends are there waiting for you. They're holding your clothes. And that is where we'll take our first break.
Well met.
All right. I guess we're going to go to break, and we'll see you guys in just a few minutes. Bye-bye.